The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone, on this Friday the 13th. Welcome to the Fandotech Friday 15 Mission Technical Reconnaissance. If you have any questions during the presentation, type them into your question window. This week, our presenter, Chuck Lindblom, is showing us how to use rules in Microsoft Outlook. Take it away, Chuck.
All right, thank you, and good morning, good afternoon. I don't really know what to say at 11:45, so we'll go with both. As the MC said, I'm going to be talking about Outlook a little bit again today. I don't know if anybody was in my last webinar, but we talked about folder structure and basically how to organize your inbox. So I want to take it a step deeper today, and what I want to talk about is Microsoft Outlook tips and tricks. We're going to be talking about rules. And the thing that I love about Microsoft and with Outlook 2010 is they made the rules really, really simple. They put it in really plain English, so even the most non-technical person can really figure out what they're doing pretty easily. So what do rules do? They help you declutter your inbox. You know, if you're getting 1,000 emails that you don't really need to read, you could sort them and you don't even see them. They automate handling of messages. Like I just said, you know, if you don't want the same emails that show up every day, just have it automatically go into a folder. And they could be really general, like just move a message, or really specific, such as move a message, mark it as read, change the color, add a flag to it, send it to someone else, and make a copy. So, let's get into it. Right here we have our famous Seymour Tech's inbox, and you can see that I love to email him. So, I send him a lot of payment posted, and the thing is, he doesn't really need to know if a payment is posted. He needs to know when the payment is not posted. So today, for example, I sent him 5 emails. 4 of them happened to be good payment posted. 1 of them was bad. So if he doesn't want to see the payment posted that it went through, we're going to make a rule for that. But the question is, where do we want to send it? So the first thing we're going to do is make a new folder. And for simplicity's sake, we'll call it payment posted. So, simplest thing to do, right-click, and you want to make a rule. Now, you can manage the rules, you can create a rule, or it gives you a quick suggestion of always move messages from me. Now, we don't want to do that because then he would never see my emails, and you know, I am super important, so. So we're just going to create a rule. Now, it gives you a couple basic generic things here. And we could say from either me or the subject contains payment posted. Now, that seems pretty good, so we'll go with that. And what do we want to do with it? So we go to the do the following method. Do we want to display an alert? Do we want to place down? Do we want to move it? Well, I think we want to move it. So when you click that box, it says, hey, where would you like to send this email? So on a nice new little payment posted, we'll select that. So just giving a quick once-over, we have subject contains payment posted, and we want to move it to the payment posted folder. So we'll click OK. Now the one thing that the MC and I completely agree on is they have this nifty little feature. If you want to run this rule on everything in your inbox right now, just click this little box. So why not? So you'll see anything that said payment posted is gone. And we can see all of them right in there. So the rule is going to automatically apply every time I send an email to Seymour Tech with the subject line of payment posted. Instead of showing up directly in the inbox, it's going to go right to the payment posted. That's pretty good. I like that. Now these are the things that we want to look at. Payment not posted. That's bad. So we're going to take a little different approach here. I want to go to rules and I want to create a rule. Now we can either do the simple one or we can go advanced options. I like this. It tells you everything. A little scary at first, but if you just sit down and read it, you're going to start to see that. They make it really, really simple. Do we want it from me? No. Do we want it payment not posted? Kind of. We're going to click that. And basically what it's saying here is apply this rule to messages arrive with this note in the subject. So we want to say, I don't really want this. I want it to say payment not posted. We'll add that in there, and we'll delete the other one. So now our rule says that anything that says payment not posted in the subject line is going to enact whatever I'm about to tell it to. So if we click next, now we have what do we want to do? All right, well, I don't want to delete it. I don't want to move it. Really, I want to flag it for follow-up. That's a good thing to do. Now it's going to ask you, when do you want to flag it? Okay, we'll follow up with it today. Well, let's see. This is really important because someone's not getting paid. So we want to mark it as high importance. I'd click play a sound, but I don't think I have any sounds installed in this machine, so we're just going to keep going. Run the script? No, we don't really have any scripts we want to run. We don't want to launch an application, but we do want to display a desktop alert. That would be good. It pops up right in your face, like, hey. And, you know, display a specific message too. That's a pretty specific rule, but once again, if we look at it, it says, any rule with the message arrives of payment not posted in the subject is going to display look at me in the new alert window, flag the message for follow-up, mark it as high importance, and display a desktop alert. I think I'm going to get the message, so we'll go ahead and hit next. And this is the page of any exceptions. Now, we won't go into this just yet, but this would be something like maybe if it comes from a certain person or there's a certain number associated with it, you don't want this rule to go through. That's where you would go here. It's going to ask you to name this rule. Payment not posted is pretty good. We want to make sure this rule is on, and we want to run the rules already in the inbox. So when we hit finish, the client, okay. The one thing I did forget to mention is there are such things as client-only rules, and that only works with full versions of Outlook. Anything using OWA, the rule is not going to work. So here we have our little desktop alert, payment not posted. We have a new mail alert that says, look at me. It's from me, payment not posted. We can see that our flag is now turned on for follow-up today, and we can see the little red exclamation point that this is a really, really important email. That's pretty good. We'll keep it there. We have another one from my personal email account here. It's a nice day outside, chuckling fun. Well, you know what? Maybe, for example, I didn't know this person, or I do know this person, and I just don't want to see their emails in my inbox all the time. Good simple rule. From Chuck Lindblom. Now it's going to do the email address, not my actual name. And we don't really need anything about the subject or sent to me only. And what do we want to do? Let's move it to a folder. I'll say this was someone I didn't really like. We're going to delete their email. Why? Because we don't like them. We're going to run it on any rules in the inbox, and it disappears. In our deleted items, there we go. Now, my favorite part about this, and this will give you a personal example, where I work we have a scanner, and every time we scan, it sends us an email with a PDF of whatever we scanned. The problem I have is the email address is so weird, our spam filter is always telling me it's junk email. And we can see right here, cswindle11@gmail.com is coming up as spam email for some reason. Now, I don't want that, but I want to guarantee that every time they email me, it's going to show up in the inbox. We're going to do another rule. The easiest thing to do, select the email address. So every email from this person is going to follow this rule. And we want to move the item to the inbox. Pretty simple. Click OK. I want to run it on all rules in the current folder. There it goes. And there it is in our inbox. So that's what I do at work when we have issues with our scanner sending me junk email. All right, and the last thing I really wanted to cover was that exceptions that we told you about. So if we were to go back to Manage Rules and Alerts, we could see everything we just created. And we'll go to the Payment Not Posted, and we want to change the rule. Now, they give you a couple of things here. We can either change it to mark as low priority, a couple of quick suggestions, but I think we're going to go edit the rule settings itself. Now, these are the conditions we want to check. Remember, on the second page, what do we want to do with the message? And on the third page, are there any exceptions? Now, let's say they sent it only to me. That would be a good exception. Maybe not practical in this case, but just something to show you. We can now see except is sent only to me. So finish it, and we can run the rules now. It'll basically, you can either select 1, 2, 3, 4 rules, any one you want, or we'll select all of them. Run now, and close. Now the problem is I didn't really tell it to do anything, but if we were to mark this, not for follow-up, and it had no importance, then it wouldn't change. It wouldn't automatically mark itself as high in importance, and it wouldn't set a follow-up date for me. All right, so let me check to see if anybody has any questions here for me. Nothing yet. That's weird. Maybe I'm just too good at this.
Can you show us a couple more examples of those exceptions?
Sure, last couple minutes here. All right, so we'll go back to this rule that I created where I want anything from cslindblom11@gmail.com to come and stay in my inbox. So we'll go to the third page again. Is there any exceptions? And we can say, maybe if there's specific words in the subject line like money or dog. So basically, if the email comes in and it was supposed to go to the junk email folder, the first rule is going to say, hey, no, this isn't junk. It's from cslindblom11@gmail. I want to keep this in the inbox. But then it's going to keep going through the rule and say, oh, but wait, it's talking about money in the subject line. Yeah, he probably doesn't want to see that. It's in his rule, so we're just going to let it do whatever it wanted to. It's not going to apply any of the rules or the specifications that I just set. So this would continue to go back into the junk email folder. The other thing that we can do, and we will actually just remove these two, and, we don't need this, would be, let's see, if it was sent to a specific people or group. So in that case, if your company has a distribution list for every employee, or for some kind of group that you're not really associated with, and you're not sure why you're in that group, you could stop applying the rules on that. And one of the other good exceptions that I like is in a specific date span. So if you want to say, I don't want this rule to apply while I'm doing a special job. Maybe I'm covering the front desk for a week. I don't want this rule to apply for that week. So I would say anything received after January, let's see, when's a good day for me to start covering the front desk? How about next Monday? So anything received after this date and anything received before, let's say I cover it for a week, we'll say the 21st. So any date within that time span, the 16th to the 21st, this rule is not going to apply. And that would be good if, maybe you only cover the front desk, 3 days out of the month, and you have a special rule that you apply for certain emails that come in. All right, and it looks like nobody has any special questions here, so I'm going to pass it back to our MC of the day.
Well, thank you, Chuck, and thank you to all of today's participants. We didn't see any questions, but if there's any question you have, we'll circle back with you independently. This webinar will be available for viewing on our blog at blog.fandotech.com, on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Fandotech, and on SlideShare at slideshare.net/Fandotech. Join us next week for another Fandotech Friday 15 Tech Recon, where we'll be discussing email encryption to keep your important messages secure. Register today by visiting blog.fandotech.com and clicking on the Friday 15 logo. This has been a presentation of Fandotech.